voices are heard. Speak harmony where knowledge meets community.
Welcome to another edition of Speak Harmony. It's our final show for the year. After a whole year. Goodness gracious. I don't like to do this. But we're going to welcome everyone, each and every one, to our final episode for this year. We come back in January. But for now, we just want to welcome you again and wish you season's greetings. Wish you all the best to you and your families. So we're here. We're live on YouTube every single Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. And we just want to thank our amazing sponsor, APAT Media, a photo and production full-service media company specializing in podcasting, multi-camera recording, video and live streaming services, and many, many more. You may contact APAT Media at 470-657-1998. That's 470-657-1998. Or you may email apatmedia at info@apatmedia.com. Again, info@apatmedia.com. So we want to say welcome once more. And to you, Sister Sharon, what's going on? What day is today? Talk to us. It's the final day of the podcast.
Dr. Sharon Reed here with my girl, the sister connector.
Yeah, Sharon
Thompson.
T. I am.
Yes. And so, welcome, family. And it's the beginning of something new. So even though you may not see us for a couple of weeks, check us out. We will be posting on Facebook, and we want to make sure that we continue to keep in touch with you. All right. So today, Sharon, and our guest, today is the Day of Reconciliation. It's a public holiday observed in South Africa. Yeah. The holiday originally commemorated the victory of the South Africans of the Dutch, German, and so forth. However, before the battle, the Voortrekkers had taken a vow that if they succeeded defeating the Zulus, they would build a church and observe the day as a religious holiday. Interesting, right? The observance became known as the Dingani's Day, after the Zulu king, Dingani. All right, so later they changed to 1980, the Day of the Vow, and formally declared the day a religious holiday. As a result, activities such as sports and so forth and performances were banned. So this is a really, really interesting day. Additionally, in 1961, the ANC, the African National Congress, they began to have this armed conflict, against the ruling government policy called the what? Apartheid. So after the first democratic elected government was established in South Africa, which was recent, 1994, Sharon.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
1994.
Wow.
The holiday officially renamed the Day of Reconciliation and is now meant, and this is why I bring it up, it is now meant to foster a sense of national unity and racial harmony.
Wow.
So it's interesting. I know that is politically fueled, but it's a part of history.
Ooh, yeah.
And so I'd love to hear how those in South Africa really feel about that particular day and how it's honored, but in the vein of national unity and racial harmony that speaks our language. And so we prayerfully that all of us can unite. And there is always there are disharmony, not just amongst the races, but disharmony even within our own community. And one of our aims here at Speak Harmony is to bring the unity in the community. And which is a wonderful segue to introduce our guest, Pauline Respress, who is one of the founding owners of Minnie Bell and Annie Lewis Foundation, and is the owner of Pauline Respress Agency. Now, because I said unity and community, this is what this beautiful lady does. She definitely nurtures the community. She helps feed the hungry. She helps give clothes. And, she brings me along at oftentimes as the personal life coach.
Absolutely.
To talk to the homeless, talk to those families that are going in transition and giving them some life coaching support.
Absolutely.
And so it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce Pauline Respress.
Wow.
How you doing, darling?
I am absolutely fine. And listen, thank you ladies for having me.
Oh, you are
You're
so
welcome.
Absolutely. And I am just honored to know you, Dr. Sharon Reed. You have brought so much light to our foundation with our transitional houses outreaches that we do.
Yeah.
We, at the core of our mission, is we don't want to just feed bellies, but we want to feed spirits as well. And that's what you bring, that piece of feeding spirits. Past the meal that goes away, inspiration, hope, and all the things that we discuss last, and that's what we want, to have a lasting imprint.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. How did you come with the Minnie Bell and Annie Lewis Foundation? What is that about?
It's the Minnie Bell and Annie Lewis Foundation. So it is actually named after my mother and my husband's mother, who were both very altruistic women who helped everybody that they could, who had very little means but found a way to share. So about 4 years ago, my husband was approaching retirement, excuse me, and we were sitting in our living room talking about what's next. And it was apparent, it just jumped out at us that service would be next, that's our next thing to share what we have with our community, whether it's our talents or our things, but to share. We had done it through other organizations during holidays and things of that nature, but it just didn't feel like enough, that we needed to do more serving. So that's how the Minnie Bell and Annie Lewis Foundation started. It was the next for my husband and I, and it just has grown. We have 4 pillars in our foundation. We do 2 healthy food pantries in our community. They're client choice, which means that you get to come in and choose the food. We don't just pack a box up and shove it at you. You come in and you shop for what it is you would like, for your dietary needs. So that's one of our pillars. We have 2 client choice food pantries. We partner with 2 churches in our community, Love Life Christian Fellowship Church, as well as Tanner's Baptist Church. Each church provides the housing for our food pantry, and we complete them once a month. Love Life is the 4th Thursday of the month, and Tanner's Baptist Church is the 1st Saturday of every month. And we have a variety of food that we share with the community. We serve approximately 40 to 50 people per month, and the numbers are growing. Over the past 4 years, we've actually served about 4,000 people in our community through our outreach efforts. So again, our first pillar is our client choice food pantries. Our second pillar is we do a back to work reentry program, where we we have a partnership with security firms, where we actually partner with a company called Defensify, and what they do is provide the technology to get your non-armed security guard certificate. So we give that technology to recipients of transitional houses or people in our community who want to get back into the workforce. So they're able to go through an online course, get a certificate. We help them with a resume, and then they go out to an interview. And we partner with companies throughout Atlanta that are willing to hire. So that's our second pillar, our reentry work. We do customer service training as well, allowing people to get, just a few skill sets to get them back into the workforce. So that's our second pillar, our Back to Work program. Our third pillar is we have a toll-free hotline. So you can call our toll-free hotline, which is 833-556-0950. Through the hotline, you can get resources like rental assistance, housing assistance, where food is when our food pantry is closed. We are kind of an overflow for 211 because 211 is inundated at this time. So it's something that we kind of support them. They send people over to us, So that's what our third pillar is. And our fourth pillar is our transitional house support. So we support local transitional houses, as Dr. Sharon was saying, where we go out and do a hot meal, as well as we bring an amazing life coach with us who inspires, who passed the meal. Once that meal is over, we want them to walk away with something that they can feed on. Beyond that, and again, that's what Dr. Sharon offers. So those are the four pillars of the Minnie Bell and Annie Lois Foundation. And we continue to grow. We have been awarded a grant through Atlanta Community Food Bank, who has been an amazing support to us. And we continue to seek volunteers to come out and help us to continue our mission of, at the core is just serving our community.
Yeah, wow.
So that's what we do.
Wow, Sharon, talk about community,
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So you struck a couple of chords because I grew up pretty much seeing what you're talking about.
Okay.
I had a mother and a grandmother who mimicked everything you spoke about.
Absolutely.
I was shared with a cousin just yesterday that back in Jamaica, there's a children's hospital where my cousin was admitted due to, I think it's third-degree burns, severe burns.
Okay.
And my mother would go and feed this young lady
Absolutely.
every single day without fail. And believe it or not, the nurses, I think the medical staff told her, Mrs. Lee, you cannot come back to this hospital with that food that you bring here and not bring for us. You know what she did? And I thought that was crazy because I ran into someone who knew her. I didn't know that. And she said to me, this is Mrs. Lee's your mom? And I says, yeah, why? And she says, I heard you. And I realized when you said you were from here and there, and I connected all the dots. And I knew that was her. She was a nurse at the hospital. And she was one of those who threatened her and told her, you don't come back here unless you bring us some food. She went home and cooked a whole pot.
Absolutely.
Because it was soup.
There you go.
And brought it back. And she kept feeding them. Kept feeding them.
That's it.
And she kept feeding the communities.
Absolutely.
I know nothing different
Absolutely.
than outreach.
Absolutely.
Outreach is in my DNA.
That's
So I
me.
know that. And I love what you're saying because what you said, you and your husband, your life partner,
Absolutely.
sat back and said, okay, retirement. Now what?
Now
What's
what?
next?
Yeah.
What's next?
That's so
Absolutely.
What's
beautiful.
next?
Yeah.
And if
Absolutely.
and I say that to say this, that if each and every one of us would just do that,
Yeah.
because we tend to get in our little boxes
Absolutely.
and we just focus on ourselves. Not me. I can't do it.
Absolutely.
I just can't do it. I itch. I'm allergic to that.
Absolutely.
I'm allergic to selfishness. I really am. I focus on what can I do for them?
Yeah.
What can I do for the person when I go to that hotel, that resort?
Absolutely.
Who's the housekeeper?
Yeah.
Who's in charge?
Yes.
I want to know who it is.
So let me tell you,
So,
this is a true story.
I mean, this is
I took Sharon out for her birthday to lunch.
Uh-oh.
And she saw this young lady behind the counter, and the young lady had a very solemn look, sad. And when she said she got an itch, she's like, why is she so sad? I wonder what's going on with her.
Absolutely.
Somebody needs to talk with her. And of course, before the meal, she goes over, and I was like, oh my goodness. She goes over and speaks to the young lady and puts a smile on her face. She said, you're too beautiful to be looking sad.
Absolutely.
How can I help you? And before we left, she was just smiling with everyone.
Absolutely.
And so that is the testament to what her heart and the testament to your heart, putting the smiles because, feeding someone and then dressing them up for success.
Yes.
So it's not just let me give you some food and leave.
That's right.
It's like, how can I love what you said. How can I feed the spirit?
Absolutely.
And then you went the next step with the other pillars of making sure that, hey, we need to help these people in transition.
Get them back into
What?
Look, we all make mistakes.
Absolutely.
We all fall.
We do.
And we should get back up. But we can get up on our own a lot of times.
That's right.
So to have people who serve
That's it.
and pick you up when you're down and not kick you down when you're down. Because you're down on the ground. You can't go any further.
Absolutely.
So
But up.
to pick, that's it. So I love this, and I love when I hear stuff. These stories are the ones that inspire me to just keep
Exactly.
going.
Keep pushing.
I mean,
Yeah.
my husband's watching, and he's probably going, "Oh Lord,
What's next?
That's it. Exactly. What's next?
What's next?
He knew who he married.
Absolutely.
I mean, well, he found out who he married after the fact. But you know what? It is such a blessing to give.
It is.
I know it blesses your heart. It just warms your heart
it does.
to give.
It does.
It really does. It certainly does.
But
Wow.
when we started behind buildings, under bridges, where people were. We met them where they were.
Huh?
And when we began to go out and give, help those people, in my heart I said, that's not enough, right? To just give them a bag of food
And go.
and leave them, right?
Yeah.
So that's when I said, we got to go a little deeper, right? We got to look at the root of this, not so much the surface. You can, give a bag of
Put a
food
Band-Aid
and
on
feel
it.
good and walk away, but that person is still laying there on the side of the road. I'll give you a quick story. So my husband and I were heading to our Kinko's to do some copies, and we go the back way through in the city of Morrow, through the parking lot, and there's this lady laying on the ground. So, of course, I had to stop and say, what's going on? There was another lady there who was praying with her. And so she said, I don't know what else to do. So I said, I do. Let's get, someone on the phone. She looked like she had some
OD.
mental
Oh.
things going on. I had a partnership with Anchor Hospital, called them. They got people out there to get her over to Anchor. She got helped at Anchor, and now she's in a program that's getting her better, more independent, got in touch with her brother, and this is how God works.
Yes.
So how she let me get in touch with the brother. The brother, he gives me all the information. She gets her help. Fast forward, maybe 6 months later, I kept checking on her. She was doing better. She moved into a facility. Well, the brother called me and said, you know what? I understand that you're an insurance agent. See, this is how God works, right? And, I did. He Googled me and found that out. And so ended up getting her health insurance and helping her even more. So, again, we have to
Look at God.
allow ourselves to be open enough,
Yes. To
to
be used.
receive,
To be used.
right, what it is that God would have for us to do, right? And that's, I know every day I walk in this foundation, I know that this is what God would have me to do.
Yes.
And some days it's hard.
Yes.
And I say, Lord, you know what? Okay, you brought me here. You're going to have to help me. And each time I say that, he gives me even more help. He might send a volunteer or something to let me know I need you to keep going. I need you to keep serving.
It's just a wonderful, touching story out of many. I know even serving with Pauline that it has humbled me so. Because sometimes when you go into these transitional homes and you have a preconceived thought of the type of people that you're going to meet. And when I tell you that just speaking, we went to a men's, are we allowed to say the name?
Yes, you can.
So we went to Calvary, and when we go there, we see the brothers, and you're looking at these men, and you may have a thought in your mind, right? And by the time you start talking to them and seeing the walks of life, where they've been, how they've ended up, and I was like, no more will I prejudge or have this preconceived notion that these may be people that are strung out and feeling as though they're worthless and so forth. It has humbled me and I just thank you for the opportunity to continue to give. And those two mothers, Minnie Bell and Annie Lewis, they are spearheading.
I know my mother is up there.
Yes.
I know she is saying,
right.
keep
Now, Pauline.
keep going.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And, and my mother-in-law was such a strong woman. So I know they both are up in heaven, helping us, guiding us, giving us the energy to keep this going.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And she writes her own grants.
I do. Yeah.
She writes her own grants.
And listen, this is how I know this is God, right? I knew nothing about grants. Nothing. And literally, I've written 3 grants. Each one I got approved as being a newbie.
Wow.
A newbie.
Wow.
So I know this is God sent.
Yes.
Because he will give you everything you need.
Well, he will, where he gives you, there's a mission in you.
Yes.
And once there's that mission,
absolutely,
he makes the provision.
He does.
Okay? Because, for you to complete the mission.
Yes.
Okay? There has to be that provision.
Absolutely.
And you didn't provide it.
Exactly.
He sends the folks to pour into you.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what it is. Because once you're doing it with a clean heart,
yes,
a space pure and clean.
Yes.
That's all you have to do.
That's it.
My mom used to say, you do the natural.
That's right.
And let God add his
the supernatural.
Make it supernatural.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do. A lot of times we really try too hard. We're trying to do this and that. And it's so simple.
Absolutely.
It is so simple. We make it so,
Always.
overly sophisticated and overdone.
Absolutely.
It's not even worth it.
All we have to do is allow the
Just
Holy
be moved.
Spirit
Yes.
to lead us.
Yes, that's
right?
it.
And I
love
invite the Holy Spirit in.
Yes.
Right? Every day I say, all right, guide me. And again, like you said, you have to have a pure vessel.
Yes.
For them to pour, for
Yes.
him to pour into.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And that's what I pray for every day. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm getting better and better, and I can feel the stronger and stronger coming.
Yes.
Through, staying focused and I'm continuing to walk unafraid.
Yes.
Right? Because fear is something that stops
It's
a
real.
lot of us.
It's real.
Right?
Fear is real.
Just afraid.
It's just not what we want to partner with, but fear is real.
It's real.
And it will hinder you.
Yes.
So it's not all of us that are just wake up every day and go, oh, we have faith.
There you go. No.
No, ma'am. Fear's staring you down, like staring down that
Absolutely.
double barrel going,
That's
I
right.
dare you.
I
I
dare
double
you to
dare you.
use
I
that
double
faith.
dare. Yeah, go ahead and use that faith. And you're like, you know what? And you look to the hills
Absolutely.
where your help
Comes
comes from.
Absolutely.
And he gives you the health and strength to go forward.
Yes, he does.
So I appreciate what you're doing. Continue to do that because there are folks that are watching who never wrote a grant.
Yes.
They don't know how to find a person who can write a grant.
Absolutely.
And that's their next move. They're just about giving birth to that nonprofit.
Absolutely.
To that really that that next foundation that will help people that you're helping.
Yes.
The need is so vast, especially in
Absolutely.
today's society. In today,
Absolutely.
it's every other person. There was a panhandler that said many years ago on the train, and I'll never forget this. It's like 30 plus years. And he said to us on that train, he says, a lot of you are scoffing at me. You're looking down your noses at me because I'm smelly and I haven't taken a bath or whatever. And you're dressed up going to work and going about your business. What he said next is what blew my mind. He says, many of you are only a paycheck away from being homeless.
That's right.
Oh my God. When I tell you it resonates with me, I think of it all the time and I'm thinking, we're just stuffy, thinking, oh,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can do
That's
this
not
and
going
I
to
can
happen
do
to
that.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's only that.
That's right.
That's what it is. Recently,
Yeah.
as recent as probably a few months ago, there was someone who was making money, lots of money, tons of money. And guess what? He fell ill,
That's right.
ended up in the hospital. His bank account was swept.
There you
his,
go.
his assets, he fell flat on his face. And he was so embarrassed, so demoralized because he felt like, oh my God, everything is gone. And I'm thinking, dude, you still have something left.
That's right.
You're still breathing.
There you go.
And that's what gets in really between us.
Yeah.
In that entanglement, pride.
Absolutely.
That
Pride.
Yeah,
pride.
absolutely.
Pride is the devil.
Yeah.
It is.
It really is the devil.
it is.
Because there's no reason for pride.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're needing something, you're needy. You're needy. And who cares if they say what they say?
Exactly.
You're sick and you need it. And you
The exact same thing can happen
of course,
to them
to
too,
them
right?
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I applaud you. Keep going. God bless you. I mean, for the lives that you have changed, that you've made
Yes.
differences, keep going.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
Yes.
Keep going. You know, we're pretty much out of time, but I want to say there are folks that are listening, they're watching, and they want to know how to connect with you. How do you mentor people in that space at
I
all?
absolutely do. Actually, one principle I live by is when I learn, I teach. So I
Say
am
that again?
not, when I
Please.
learn, I teach.
That's your camera right
Yeah.
there.
When I learn, I teach.
Yes. You don't hold your
I
cards
don't
to your
hold
chest.
it. And I found when I initially got into my business, my agency, I found that a lot of people hoarded information.
Ooh, Lord.
And I said, you know what?
Ouch.
I'm going to learn everything I can learn about this, and I am going to share it with as many people as I can.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. And
You
so
get
that's
it freely,
yeah.
give it freely.
And so that's your Respress agency
The
that
Pauline
you do.
Respress
Right.
agency,
And you
yes.
you
I
were saying
do
about insurance?
auto,
Could you give us a
home.
quick before we
Sure, I do auto, home, life, health, small business. I specialize in Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage. That's my day job. That's what I call my day job.
Right.
My love work is through the foundation. But absolutely, I don't, in my agency, I have 3 agents that work with me. I've mentored all of them. And I don't even want to say mentor. It's been a shared learning.
Yes.
So I learn from them, they learn from me.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, I believe in learning and teaching. So again, to speak to your question, yes, absolutely. If you want to learn, feel free to give me a call. The foundation phone number is 833-556-0950, and it's the Minnie Bell and Annie Lois Foundation. My agency is the Pauline Respress Agency, and that phone number is 404-549-2161. So if you want to, learn about grants, you can reach out to me on the toll-free number. If you want to learn about the insurance industry, if you need insurance, affordable insurance, feel free to reach out to me at 404-549-2161.
Perfect.
Man, wow.
Perfect. Yeah, this
I
is
love
just
it.
ending
Yes,
so quickly,
yes.
as you always say. And quickly, when she says she gives,
Yes.
the volunteers that she works with,
Yes.
she gives an annual party.
Luncheon.
So
Oh
this
my God,
Saturday,
yes.
she does an annual luncheon that
And there it is up on
where
the
it
screen.
definitely says a big thank you. She gives a
Absolutely.
beautiful spread, and she
Absolutely.
has asked me to be
When-
keynote.
When I tell you, yeah, she's always going to be a speaker for me.
Oh,
she
I
is
love
an
it.
eloquent speaker.
Oh, yes, she is.
But one
Oh, yes,
thing
she
that
is.
I believe in real quickly,
Yes.
our volunteers come out month after month, give their free time, just support this whole mission of addressing food insecurity in our community. And so I feel compelled to do something
course.
for them. So
Honor
at the end
them.
of the year, we do a volunteer of the year luncheon, and we award 2 people. They get a plaque, and each volunteer also gets a certificate. They get a meal. And we just kind of, this year's theme is community.
Yes.
It's working together.
Yes.
And Dr. Sharon is going to kind of be the keynote speaker for that. And we have a few other speakers. But yes, absolutely. I believe, and we need volunteers
Yes.
at the foundation. But one thing I believe is rewarding our volunteers and making sure
Absolutely.
that they feel valued. And, even though you serve from your heart, it's still a good
Just to
practice
recognize
to
them, of
recognize.
course, of
Absolutely.
course.
Yes.
Of course.
Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yes, we appreciate you coming in, taking your time out
Yes.
of your schedule, your hectic schedule,
Yes.
mind you, this season especially,
Yeah.
to come over here. So we want to wish you and your family all the best. Continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
God is going to continue to bless your territory.
Yes.
And I just pray that He will just continue to overflow you guys.
I received that.
Absolutely. Thank you, and all the best with the season.
All
you.
right.
Appreciate you. Nice
All right.
meeting you.
My
Thank you for
pleasure.
having us, being here. Wow, we're so filled.
Yeah,
This is
this
giving
is-
season.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Sharon.
We're in giving season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at that.
This is what
Thank
we
you for
do.
your giving
Yes.
hearts.
Absolutely. And yours
Pauline,
as well.
Yes. We've got to do it. But you know what? When it comes from a place where it's so natural and it's so easy,
Yes.
Yeah.
I say it's genetics. Really.
Absolutely.
It really is. It's easy.
Yeah.
It is.
It makes it
Yes.
really easy.
So we're
Thank you
getting
so
ready
much.
to break, folks, and have another guest who has another giving heart.
Yes.
I just feel so full being able to talk to
Yes.
people who
Who
have
are
this giving nature.
Heart to give.
Yes, really.
yes.
It just speaks to what we love. It's about the
Yes.
unity. It's about the harmony.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it's that, the scripture says it's better to give than to receive.
Absolutely.
Because in giving, you literally are receiving.
Receiving.
Yes.
Absolutely. You are.
When you give, you receive. You can't get with a closed
With the
fist.
closed fist. Sure can.
And my mom taught us that real
That's
real
it.
early. So we know.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much again. Ms.
My
Pauline.
pleasure.
God bless you.
All right.
Thank you.
Did y'all need me to?
No, you're good.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good.
Just about. Okay, well, welcome back to the second part of our final episode of the year. Making me a little teary-eyed, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. We've got a second guest that's coming up, another giver, another beautiful person in our green room. When I tell you this young lady, yes, she is young, but she's a giver. She gives back. Asha, Miss Richards, are you there?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Okay, come on up. So, Miss Richards, let's see, I can't see your face. Oh, there she
There
is.
you go.
Oh, beautiful. Hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well, and yourself?
Excellent. Thank you for coming through. So, Miss Asha Richards, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, she's a second generation Jamaican born and raised in Maryland, but now currently resides in New York City. Her academic background is in international development, and her career goal is to advocate for and advance development in the Caribbean in ways that minimize inequality and uplifts marginalized communities. So, as a professional, she's an admin associate of the Mayor's Migration Council, but she also serves as chair of the Global Jamaican Diaspora Youth Council. Acronym is GJDYC. And she's also a youth change maker for the United Nations International Organization on Migration. Outside of that, she considers herself a creative. And that I think, because I've seen a couple of things, she doesn't know that I've peeked and I've been nosing, peeking around and watching her all this time. She dances, she's a model. She's very, very creative. Let me tell you, she does the most. She's also the winner, by the way, of the 2023 Miss Caribbean Full Figured USA pageant. She has got creative ventures. She is all about beauty of the Caribbean culture. She exudes that. When you see Miss Asha, I mean, she's always doing creative stuff and really building her Caribbean culture, building her community. So welcome to Speak Harmony, Miss Asha Richards. We're so happy to have you. How are you doing again?
Thank you for the intro. Also, I'm doing well. Thank you.
Awesome.
So, Asha, tell us a little bit more about yourself and the work you do within the Jamaican diaspora.
Sure. So, a bit about me, as was already mentioned, I'm a second generation Jamaican. Grew up with my mom, but when I was growing up, I considered Jamaica my second home. When mommy was going down, when uncle was going down, when auntie was going down, I would always go down with them and come back. When I started school, I would spend my summers in Jamaica and come back. And that has really played a pivotal role in my upbringing. Also, my mom always made sure that, Jamaican culture was heavy in our household. So that's something that I always clung to with pride. And I always felt one with my Jamaican identity, but also recognizing one, there are ways that I wish I could connect more, but didn't necessarily have the avenues to do so or know how to do so. And also cognizant that some people are not as lucky and blessed as I am to go back and forth so often. So that kind of colors my lens going into the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council. They found me when I was co-founder and president of the Caribbean Student Association in my university. And obviously, as a Jamaican, I was interested. I went to their interest meeting. I became very active and slowly kind of worked myself up to chair. And what I tried to do in my tenure, not just as Northeast USA rep, because I wear both hats and I was Northeast rep before I was chair, um, is one to show diaspora youth, connect them to each other, first of all. There are some communities, like, say, New York, where there are Jamaican diaspora youth everywhere, but there are some places where, there are Jamaicans everywhere, obviously. But,
For sure.
we might not necessarily know each other that well or have that community or network. So try to build those networks amongst each other. Two, connect them back to their heritage in some kind of way, encourage them to, apply for their dual citizenship, opportunities to go home, or if there's, say, even events with like the consulate or the embassy, encourage them to go. And also show them ways that they can contribute back to Jamaica. And that has become even more prevalent in recent times, as you know, with
Right.
Hurricane Melissa. But
Yeah.
even before then, finding ways for them to contribute back. And also, I'm going on a tangent here. Well, not a tangent, but a list. But one thing specifically that I wanted to do during my tenure is to establish not just networks among diaspora youth, but networks among diaspora youth and local Jamaican youth. Because we're different, but we're not too different. And I feel like not only does that bridge the gap between, the, oh, you're not Jamaican, or, you know, not saying that people think that they're better than another, but also when we talk about diaspora youth, even for myself before joining the council, a lot of us outside of our immediate family don't necessarily have connections back home, especially once you get to like the third, the fourth generation that are further removed from their family. So not only would it be beneficial for them to have um, networks of youth in their age range that, oh, I feel like doing something in Jamaica. I have a friend that I can call up, or say like, oh, I'm interested in the environment. Somebody else that's in Jamaica that is interested in environment, but they also have that lived experience. One initiative that I've done as chair is the Youth Innovation Challenge that puts diaspora youth and local youth together, um, to work on topics, submit proposals. But okay, you have a background in environment, for example. Someone in Jamaica has a background in environment, but you have a perspective coming from the diaspora. You've seen things work in a different kind of way, but
Right.
you have the local Jamaican youth that has lived their life in Jamaica. They have the lived experience in addition to both of their academic backgrounds coming together, so they can have a better sense of what is practical on the ground. So putting those perspectives together to come up with some really innovative and interesting ideas. So that to sum this all up, um, has been what I've been trying to do through the Youth Council.
Wow.
So you're bridging the gap.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
collaborating. That's a word right there. That's a word for today. It's collaborating,
Yeah.
because this is what Speak Harmony is about. Bringing the doctor with the medical student, bringing them together. And this is where, when I tell you, my mind is always racing when I hear stuff like this, because it's like I meet someone and I go, who do I know that I can connect them with? That's how my mind works. And I'll give you a quick snippet. We just had a guest here last week, Dr. Cox. Amazing doctor. Well, guess what? I met a friend of ours that I've known for many moons, her nephew, on Saturday night. So guess who I'm hooking them up? I'm doing. They're already hooked up. Intro. Because he's a med student and he's doing exactly, precisely what Dr. Cox does. So this is how we're supposed to do. We're supposed to marry the two. Hey, we help each other along the way. So Asha, don't even believe that all of what you're doing is going unnoticed.
Yeah.
Because you're on that global platform.
Yeah.
She was in Geneva. She doesn't know I know all that. Okay?
Tell us
And let
more.
me tell you, offline, I'll tell you more who is there, that I already made contact with that person, because I'm like, hey, there's some correlation right there.
Yeah.
So there's someone that you're about to meet who resides in Geneva, who's doing stuff that you're doing, and she can mentor you in so many ways. So that's going to be your Christmas, your holiday gift.
All right.
So, I want to ask you this though, because what you're doing, mentoring and collaborating, I hear that loud and clear in everything you've said and everything you do. And I love that you're not, like we said earlier with our first guest, I mean, we do not hold our cards to our chest, because we can't get blessed with a tight fist. When we get a gift from God, we've got to share it. We've got to give it away. My mother used to say, and we used to look at her like, you're crazy. Because how can you get a gift and then give away the gift?
Yeah.
But when you get and you give, it's reciprocal. It goes both ways. And that's what I hear with you. So young sister, keep giving.
Yes.
Keep giving, because you're going to keep being blessed. And you are blessed because you represent so well. You're not only representing Jamaicans. You're not representing only Americans. You're representing world leaders, world changers. You're a change agent. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She
Absolutely.
is amazing. I've watched her for quite some time, and I've been just trying to chase her down to get her on the podcast. So I'm going to say big shout outs to you. Thank you for making the time to spare us a half an hour of your busy schedule. We appreciate that so much. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we appreciate that. So with some of the pressing issues that you're facing in Jamaica and the Caribbean with youth today, what would you say are tops? What are some of those top issues that you would say where there's a disconnect, if you may?
A disconnect as in youth overall or just youth in Jamaica?
Well,
Well,
youth
In the
overall,
diaspora.
youth overall, I would say.
got you. I would
Because,
say one of the biggest thing that I have come to realize is I don't want to say lack of support, but a lot of what we do, especially when we are sorry.
that's okay.
It's live. It's
It's okay.
okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
But especially when it comes to different orgs, like for example, we work with say the National Youth Council of Jamaica, the National Youth Advisory Council of Jamaica, or even our own council, you know. A lot of times, we dedicate a lot of time, a lot of effort, but one, because they're quote unquote youth initiatives, a lot of times it's easy to play like lip service to what we're doing or do a quick soundbite. But when it comes to actually supporting, sometimes that element is lacking. Um, Also, even for example, I remember just before Hurricane Melissa, there was what was it? I think it had something to do with climate, but there was a significant youth advocate, and I remember seeing a paper, an article in the Gleaner, where he was asking for funds to go to a particular summit. And really it hurt my heart because, firstly, there are opportunities out there.
Wow.
That's part of what I'm trying to do through bridging the gaps and all of those things. I'm plugged into different UN networks and different opportunities here, there, but how do we get those opportunities not just to diaspora youth, but especially to Jamaican youth, the local Jamaican youth? That oftentimes, when we talk about even the Caribbean, in these international spaces can very often be overlooked, often grouped as Latin America and the Caribbean, where the
Yes.
Caribbean can kind of be sidelined, if that makes sense. So if we're looking at that on a global scale and then to youth within the marginalized, if you understand what I'm saying, it can be difficult for those to reach. So that, and even within our own communities, within the own mechanisms that are supposed to be helping us, you know, the youth council as it is currently unfunded. The mechanisms aren't necessarily there for it to be funded. Different organizations, youth organizations, oftentimes it's all out of, and we get a lot of significant work done, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But imagine if we had that with some money behind it to really make that impact to scale. So I would say those are some of the biggest things. And also, as I was saying, which is part of why we're trying to do the networking and the collaboration, because we work stronger in bigger numbers. And
Right.
again, as I was saying, we are different, but we're similar.
Right.
So we can get all of the different youth organizations together, those that are in the diaspora, those that are based in Jamaica, even other diaspora youth organizations that are out in the ether come
Yeah.
together. We can create a strong coalition, not just now, but even as we grow older and get more into our fields and have those networks. Um, Having that coalition and that collaboration is extremely important. But right now, we're a bit fragmented sometimes.
Right. So, Asha, when you were saying that you were needing support in what manner?
Um, well, for one, um, I would say like funding, or if depending on the organization, like I know the youth council specifically can't receive funding, but partnerships in a way that takes that understanding.
Yes.
Um, there's that also for say you have an idea. I guess really the strongest thing is partnerships. Um, yeah, partnerships, and also when that doesn't have to be monetary, that can be in kind. If people want to do events, we can find an event space that's willing to work with us. You know, I would say that.
Okay, so what made you just decide to deal with youth rather than an adult? Sounds like you're trying to bridge the gap between the adults and the youth.
Well, because I mean, technically, I am youth.
The
So
youth. Yes, that's right.
I am the youth. And I mean, I don't want to say that like I have no experience, but I mean, I do have experience, but there is a level of, there's a level of wisdom that comes with age. I don't think I've gotten there yet. But I'm not saying I'm of two minds. It's not that a young person cannot lead, but we can lead together, you know? Same way as I was saying with the diaspora youth coming with a different perspective from the local youth and coming together and creating good things. Young people have innovative ideas. Those that are older in age, they have experience, they have different things that also are important. So it's not that we need to necessarily invade the space. And I don't mean invade in a bad way,
Absolutely.
but find ways to work together and actually not just work together. And I feel like that's also part of the problem. Because we're youth, it's like, oh, yeah, 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 that's good, that's good, that's good. And then go off and do your own thing.
Right.
You actually
Right.
have to listen to what we're saying and actually work with us in a meaningful way, not just, oh, we're going to have a youth speaker, check off the box, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you another question here. So, as far as your legacy, Miss Asha, because you're a youth, you're young, so you're considered a youth, okay? But what kind of legacy would you say you want to leave? After this position, because you're going to be one day you're going to be in our position. You're going to be looking back at the real youth and say, well, this is what I left. This is the blueprint that I laid out, that I left for you, because with your advocacy, your creative work, I mean, what you've been doing and, you continue to do, there are folks that are watching you. And so they're taking copious notes. But I watch you soar. I watch you fly. And I'm thinking, the pace that you go, I mean, honestly, there's not too many that can do what you're doing at the rate at which you're doing it. But I see where you work, because she worked at Jamaica Diaspora conference last year. I heard all about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So there are youth looking up to you and saying, hey, I can be the next. The blank.
The next. Right. Caribbean
The next.
full figure.
That's
USA.
it. Of course. And so there are folks there, young people from Barbados, from Guyana, from Trinidad, and bridging the gap, because she is so giving and unselfish, because there are folks who go, well, I'm from wherever, and I don't care to partner. But you've been so open internationally, all the way in Geneva. And I'm saying, wow, that's a far place from New York City.
Yeah.
But you have been so open and willing to learn and give back and share. So you're bringing folks along with you. You're not leaving them behind and thinking, oh, I got mine.
Right.
I'm brilliant. I made it. So I'm good.
Yeah.
Right? You're going back. The Harriet Tubman, the youth Harriet Tubman. That's who you are. That's exactly who I see you to be, because you're saying, let me go back and get the others. Let me see who else I could get while I'm getting. So I really appreciate what you're doing. Now, gosh, there are young people looking at you and they're saying, what's next? And what does she really do? How can I do what she does? And so I hear you loud and clear, because we as adults, we're sometimes not willing to pass the baton. We hold on to it to the very tip, the very end, because we're so scared. We're scared. We don't want to mash it up. We don't want them drop it. But we have to allow you to soar, to be who you are, and continue to show, because you're the leaders of the world. You're the future leaders. So, because time is of the essence, as usual, Sister Sharon, I know you have some questions bubbling in your head. Go right ahead.
So, what advice
next?
would you give the young Caribbean people in the diaspora, and how do you think that they can help create change?
Well, first, I would say just do. The idea that you have in your head, just do it. And this is also a note to myself because I mean, yes, I'm doing a whole lot of things, but I've always said I want to start a nonprofit. So this is a note to myself as well. But just do. You never know where it will take you. And that said, also do not box yourself in.
Yeah.
For example, diaspora youth leadership, that wasn't really a thing or a major thing a
Yeah.
few years ago. Social media wasn't a
Correct.
big thing a few years ago. And also, for example, yes, I do work with the diaspora, a bit of diplomatic work. But I'm also a creative. And there's ways in which that can play into it. Whenever I do the Jamaica lipstick, everybody love it
Yes.
off.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily that you always have to like be on one path. Well, obviously, stick to something, but be on one straight path and don't explore other things. You're a multifaceted person, and all of them can come in and play to the greater
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
And
So tell me
lastly,
about
don't
this
let
lipstick business. I don't know about the Jamaica
Oh,
lipstick.
you kidding me?
Tell me
Ooh,
about that
yes.
before.
it's a bit of a hobby. I do flag inspired makeup looks. Most of them are from the
Beautiful.
Caribbean, but yeah, it started out with Asha. I used to use this. Actually, I think she's out of business now, unfortunately. But a Jamaican-owned makeup brand called Yardi Cosmetics. Um, I love makeup. I'm also a geography nerd. That's part of why I'm in international development. But kind of blended the two together because I was always doing the same neutral brown, and I'm like, you know what? Let me experiment with color, but let me do something
So you
different.
had a little bit of yellow, a little bit of black and green.
Oh, you've got to see it. Oh my
Really?
goodness. Yes.
I'd love to see it. You got to share
Yes,
that with
yes.
us. And so, with your nonprofit organization, what is your hope with it that you want to see the fruition in the next 5 years or a
Well,
year?
so not year. It's gonna take some time to build, but the nonprofit I'm thinking about is in relation to this thing called collective remittances. So, for those that don't know what remittances are, that's when you go to Western Union, you go to MoneyGram,
Yes.
and you send money back home.
Back home.
Yes.
There are programs that exist and have existed where what diaspora will do is they will pool their funds towards projects back home. And I was looking at these programs, particularly a Mexican model. But what I want to do is create an avenue for Jamaican diaspora. And obviously, if it's successful, we can grow to the Caribbean and then maybe a bit broader. But to have a collective remittance scheme to fund grassroots projects, especially like from local nonprofits or those that are like in the rural communities. Like, say they have something they want to build up, but they don't necessarily have the funds, but they might not have the same how would I put it? The same kind of, I don't want to say credibility, but they don't have the same kind of backing as some of the well-known organizations might, or maybe it might just be a community have come together and they say they want to do this. you know I want to give them an avenue
Right.
to receive the funds because, one, when it comes to development work, I've found, and that's part of why I'm in this field, a lot of times it's people coming from all over, coming into a country and saying, this is what you guys need to do. It's not that people don't know what they need, but they don't necessarily have the resources or
Resources.
sometimes
Yeah. Yeah.
the, the wherewithal to know exactly how to get it done.
Of
But
course.
they know what they need. So not only would this be a way to, for one, not have to rely on, say, I'm being a bit political here, but like a China or something like that to fund projects, but also it is by Jamaicans for Jamaicans. Because ultimately, a lot of people in the diaspora, they not only do they have family back home, but they actually care about what happens. It's not, oh, I've given money and I've helped these people, or oh, I have objectives per se. No, you want to see the country get better. That's your number one goal, whether that's for yourself to move back just for Jamaican pride or for your family back home.
Yeah.
So it's something that I want to do. That's putting it very briefly.
Okay, so I'm going to speak it into
Thank you
existence
so
on your
much.
behalf, because you know what?
Yes.
We don't try to do things. We dream of them. And like I told the first guest, God gives us this vision. Okay? So you're on a mission, but he gives you the vision. And you don't have to think about the provision, because that's his job. He will send the person or persons to provide for you. So as we wrap this up, because we're out of time, I'm just going to say, you're doing this. It's your dream. And it's a done deal, because from your lips to God's ears, it's done. God just says, you do it. You think it, and I'll make it. Just with your natural, I'll just add my super to it. So it's supernaturally done. It's a check mark. So it's a done deal. So we'll see you and the youth of tomorrow in a bigger and better light, because you're leading the charge. And there are other youth that are coming alongside and saying, Asha, I want to do that too. Help me. How can I do this? How did you do this? So keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Keep on
so very
doing what
much.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you are blessing. You've blessed my life. You've blessed my life in so many ways. Watching you from the first time I saw you on the big stage. And there's a bigger stage waiting for you.
Yes.
So I'm going to say, keep on doing what you're doing. Tell your mom I said she raised an amazing human being. Great job.
Yes.
Great job. We love you.
So is there ways that people can get in contact with you, that the youth can get in contact with you?
Yes, so you can reach me via email at Asha, ASHAJ, Rich, RICH, at gmail.com. That is the primary way that you can get to me. Also via Instagram, Asha J Richards. That's my handle. You can reach me there.
All right. Yeah. Thank you once again for your service. My sister, may you have the happiest and richest New Year coming. And enjoy the holidays and stay warm. I hear there's an ice storm or something happening in New York.
It was snowing this weekend.
Yeah, so stay warm.
Stay warm.
All right, my sister, take care, and thank you so much.
Blessings to you, Asha.
Yes.
We appreciate you coming on, and blessings to Speak Harmony podcast
So,
with your time. Wow.
Speak Harmony family, it is the time where we say farewell, but we also wish you happy holidays and the best of 2026. May you stay healthy. May you stay healthy and keep the faith, keep learning, keep growing, and remember unity in the community. We appreciate APAT Media for sponsoring this show, and to our sponsor, Heart Love Inc., who also specializes in emotional and relationship management. So remember to join us the first Tuesday in January, right here, live on YouTube, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, as we continue learning from those who inspire us, from their actions and purpose. Until then, speak harmony.
So we ask you to like, as usual, subscribe, and share. Have a wonderful holiday. We wish you all the best for 2026. Look out, because we've got major stuff in store for you. Our anniversary is coming up.
Oh, yes.
So in January, the last Tuesday in January, save that date because we're going to be doing some super special things. We thank you. Have a great holiday. God bless you all. Thank you. Peace.
They talk about health, they talk about care, sharing tips, they got us without a care. Thank you for listening, you're the best. See you next week to keep the best. Together we learn, together we grow. There'll be lesson every hour, we know. See you next week with more stories to tell. More wisdom, more smiles.